Hello and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. It's finished. Tottenham 1, them lot 4. You're here with me, Marlon, and Ashmak from Spurs Kings TV, and also Do Rag Diaries. Boys, let's unpack that. Look, first half went in at 1-1. Was you confident coming out in the second half, or did you see the mistakes that were probably hindering us in that second half?
I think sometimes, you have to be balanced in life and remember what's important to you. You've got loved ones and you make sure you keep them close. And you kind of... I'm joking.
No, I got where you was going. I was going down that route as well. I was going to say, life is bigger than football, guys. Life is, you've got to focus on, go and touch grass, you've got
smell the air,
be on the ground, all of that good stuff. But, no, God, the game itself...
Listen, I don't know where to start. The first half, maybe I should start there.
Yeah.
First half, obviously, they dominated the first 10 minutes. We didn't really have much to talk about. Then, there was a little interference, thank goodness, by the linesman. They had a lack of communication. That stopped. We kind of regrouped. Tudor had a little word. And then I thought that little 10 minutes helped us because... by then, it was 20 minutes, into the game. And I think they kind of had our number, I'd say. The first 15, 20 minutes, they were creating shots. They were dominating possession in certain areas. But at the same time, they weren't really doing much with it. Do you know what I mean? They weren't really... I was happy for them to have the ball there. I was happy to do what they're doing, as long as it was in the back of their net. That was my hopium talking in my head. Then, we obviously did... get a little chance, a little small glimmer, little half chance. And, I thought, okay, that's our way in. Just pump it long, give it to Moani, maybe Xavi runs off of him, and that's the tactic moving forward. Fast forward, they score first. They scored a goal first. And then I was like, yeah, we could see it was coming, No one was really too surprised. Saka obviously causing a lot of menace down that right-hand side. And it had to be no one else but Eze. Eze gets that first touch. Remember before I said at the start of the game, it's going to be the Eze versus Xavi. Yeah. Because that's been the rivalry at the moment. And Eze just gets that little half chance and he puts it in the back of the net. And at 1-0, we're like, here we go. But then, it was a little bit of positivity. We, out of nothing, ball pumped along again. We win that ball back high up the pitch. Moani gets onto it, makes a mistake from Rice, of all people, and then we score that goal. And we're back in the game, it's 1-1. And we kind of see out the half, to be fair. And we were like, what do we need to do differently? What changes do we need to make? Do you think it was correct? Maybe just keeping with the same team, or maybe do we go a bit more attacking? And I thought the whole time when Tudor was there, and we said it, he was trying to encourage them to get up the pitch, win the ball higher up, win your duels, etc., create havoc in that area. And then the second half happened. You guys carry on from here because I'm talking a lot.
I love how you just spoke about the bits that you like to speak about and go straight into the bad. But no, I think it has to be addressed. Second half was just awful, people. We just have to be honest. We conceded 3 goals, an early one. Gyökeres with a really strong finish, and to be fair, that goal sort of set the mood for how the second half was going to go. He linchpinned Dragusin, used his strength to create that little bit of space. For that goal in particular, it was Paulinho that left him open for that little bit of space. But then for a lot of the times in that second half, you just saw him getting the better of both centre-backs, Paulinho and Dragusin. Gyökeres really started to grow in confidence and start to cause us a lot of problems in those open spaces. Arsenal started to do the long balls down the channels. Now that they had that sort of lead, that you start to see the confidence growing in them. Spurs just, as we've seen majority of the times throughout the season, once we concede, the heads go down and you can start to see that we're not getting back into the game. And then that disallowed goal for... some people are going to say it's a light touch, but regardless, it was a touch in the back. So VAR is always going to go with the on-field decision, which was, it is what it is at the end of the day. Spurs didn't really show enough quality in the game to progress the ball from the midfield to the attack. Xavi getting on the ball a lot, but really didn't have the runners beyond him to really create anything. And Spurs just saw, and the gulf in quality between us and Arsenal ultimately. In that second half, they were just so much better than us on the ball as they really started to get freedom. And yeah, look, to be honest, people, it was just Arsenal, men versus boys.
Did you feel sorry for like Xavi?
I do. No, I generally do, because I think you can see a real quality player there. And, when you have a player of that quality, people always say when you surround him with good players, you'd start to see the best of him. We're not surrounding him with good players at the moment. We had a midfield of Conor Gallagher, Sarr, Bissouma and Paulinho. We have 4 players in the centre of our pitch that can't move the ball. That are the best player on the ball there is Bissouma, and he's not that good. He makes mistakes, like we saw for the 3rd goal. So ultimately, many of the same problems that we've seen at Spurs over the course of this season. And I think, Marlon, you're probably going to get into it. It's not much has changed.
No, and that's the thing. I said it from the beginning. I didn't see where Spurs fans were getting the confidence from. The manager has changed, the players are still here. But the question I wanted to ask you guys was, obviously Tudor is going to play 3 at the back for the next foreseeable future. Is that going to work after what we witnessed today?
It's funny because a lot of fans were saying that I know it doesn't make sense to have the back 3 if we haven't got the players for it. And at the moment, because we're so light in areas and at the back, that might be a detriment if we continue to play with the back 3 of the system. We've got a lot of midfielders, yes, but at the same time, going down our sides, like Jordan said, there's not a lot of progression. And for me, it's a bit of a cop-out if you play down the sides a lot of the time, because you're showing no bravery by playing centrally. And essentially, that's what we did throughout the whole game. It's pretty much what Frank got sacked for, because he was very risk-averse. And he wanted to pump it long. He wanted to go down the sides. He wanted to get crosses into the box, because he felt that that's the greatest XG type of creation you can do if you put balls into the box. And yeah, I think we just need to kind of vary the way we attack. But to be fair to Tudor, I mean, there isn't many games or many training sessions he's going to be able to do before he makes that impact. I said Fulham got to be the game where we really look at him, not this game. But essentially, yeah, we do need to have a bit more attacking patterns of play. Like, in my opinion, we can't just be one-dimensional as we saw today. We need to have a little bit more, because otherwise teams are going to come to us and we're like, oh, we know how Spurs are going to play. Do you know what I mean?
And that's part of the problem we're going to have with Tudor as well. People have to understand there's only 11 games to go. He's not going to be able to input too many systems and styles to have patterns being shown, because a lot of the players that he's got available aren't the best players available, probably not the ones you'd ideally want to create sort of your attacking front 3 with. And when you look at what the patterns could be, is these players have been playing in such a reductive system over the last 6 or 7 months. I think the players are they're not even switching on to a lot of the things that maybe he's been telling them to do. Because you said it, he's trying to get them to push up the pitch, but they've been so used to what Frank's doing that they're just automatically going into the way that Frank was making some of them play. And, in that first half, a lot of the times, I think what happened ultimately was the inevitable. Because we saw in the first half, we were good defensively, but that's only it. We were good defensively. Every time we got on the ball, we couldn't do nothing. And, there's only so long in the game that you can go where you're not going to be able to create on the ball. So ultimately, if we couldn't keep control of the ball, we couldn't build up properly, we were always going to lose the game the way that we did. So
a quick super chat before we carry on is from Chameleon Eyes again, says, effing hate our club. Disgusting, pathetic, spineless, a lot of the players. Wolves drag out a 2-2, but we can't even do better than a 4-1 against our rivals. Disgusting. Look, we have to talk about Joki Sheen, who came in today in the back 3. I think George said it in the first half. He was a bit hesitant about him, and then second half he showed his true colours. What do you do about a player like that when obviously his agent talks a lot, and then when he comes in,
you have to play the guy. It's as simple as that. We don't have that many options at the moment at the back. He's our only like natural.
I played him central though.
I know, but I mean, he's our only natural defender.
Yeah.
And this is where the questions are about the back 3, because if you don't have the system or the players, to play a back 3, then why force it? Do you know what I mean?
I don't blame him. I don't blame him for playing a back 3, especially against Arsenal. You've got to look at it and you go, is there one way that you're going to have to try to stop their attack? It's probably like that, especially with the players that we've got available. They're not used to playing with a back four.
You mean back three? They're not used to playing.
No,
with
they're
back
not
three.
playing. I mean, when you look at Dragusin, he's more suited to a back three.
He is.
I think when you look at Archie Gray, if you're going to play him, you don't really want him as a right. I wouldn't play him as right back. I'd rather him be as a right wing back because then he has less space to cover and work with. It made sense for what Tudor was trying to do, and plus his system's always been a back three. If you've ever looked at him, I think he's only ever played one. He's started one game in his career as a back four, so it was always going to go that way. I just think the midfield was the biggest issue. When you have too many central players, that like none of them, we saw it, like Gallagher and Sarr, a lot of the times they weren't pressing at the right times. They weren't picking up the ball and looking to go forward with it. They were passing it back and then it was moving a little bit slow. And yeah, honestly, man, I'm so tired of watching Spurs sometimes. It's so poor. It is so poor at times.
I just think Dragusin, like we were saying before in the stream, we were saying he's limited on the ball. Off the ball is fine. Like, as you said, essentially as a back three, if he's got someone playing next to him that's like senior, maybe like when Romero comes back, I know he's not available for the next few games, that he might look a little bit better in the back three playing centrally with Romero on his right or even Danso when he gets back fitter. But like on the ball, as I said before, I just have a lot of questions about his ability.
Super chat, which for me and you, Olu. Hey Marlon, Ash, anything fun happened today? I'm going to ask a question, a really odd question. Van de Ven.
It's not that odd. We're gone.
So a lot of people want to blame Romero and have been scapegoating Romero for the last few weeks, but Van de Ven was captain today. A question's got to be asked about him as well. The same way that Van de Ven get asked questions. Because what did Van de Ven actually do today when you think about it?
I think, when you talk about systems, I think Van de Ven's someone that definitely struggles in the back three. I think he's sort of understanding where his role is and his position. He tends to pull himself a bit too far out wide sometimes, but then sometimes he's a bit too deep. I think he struggles with the positional awareness on there, and today we saw that because Saka, he was struggling with this connection to Spence and the overlap that Saka was bringing with Timber. They found themselves with way too much space in behind, and he got caught. He got caught quite a few times today. So I mean, a conversation has to be had about his performance, most definitely.
I think with Van de Ven though, he's got so much credit in the bank. I think that's the reason. Yeah, I think that's the reason why fans won't look at Van de Ven as the problem compared to Romero. He's got more baggage.
This is why I'm asking the question, because
damage.
you look at the performance today of Van de Ven, and if Romero drops that performance, everyone's like, Romero this, Romero that, and Van de Ven did nothing today. And he's been quite awful for the last few games. This is not just a one-off, but yeah, he seems to get
away with it.
Dragusin's going to be the one highlighted today.
Yeah, of course.
But when you look at the goals where they've come from, which like Van de Ven, like you said, is being caught out of position. And nothing will be said about him and about how he's dropped his performances since that Gary Neville interview.
Do you know what it is though? I will say for Van de Ven, because of the amount of times he saved us this season for one, and you know,
So is Romero.
Romero saved us, but he's conceded a lot of goals. That's the problem. Even last season, when you look at Romero, there's a lot of moments you look at Romero and say he's been good, but he does actually make a lot of mistakes that concedes directly to goals. Whereas Van de Ven, I would say that he makes minimal mistakes leading directly to goals. Maybe does definitely get caught out of position a few times, but there's a lot of times where we're saved because of his performances. So today was a concern, and definitely we can have a conversation about his performance, but across sort of the period of a season, I think Van de Ven's been more than good enough.
So, Conor Gallagher, our only January signing. Quite a few Spurs fans were unhappy with the signing, but yet he seemed to be, him and Sousa were the only ones that came in. Yet he was dragged off after, 60 minutes? Is this another mistake from the club at the moment for what we needed?
Yeah, because we already had that profile, didn't we? We had the profile in Sarr, we had that profile in Bergvall, we've had that profile in Archie Gray, we've had that profile in... I mean, the list goes on. Like, our whole midfield are box-to-box midfielders, you know? Other than Xavi Simons, he's the only person who has a little level of technicality where he can not just carry the ball, he can use, like the amount of times I saw Xavi get the ball and switch it. Yeah. Saw maybe one or two times, but you just know that's not his protocol. You know that's not his, it's something that he does frequently. And that's what the whole fan base was crying out for. Someone that can progress the ball from a deeper position to allow it to connect to our front line. Because at one point I did see our 3 centre-backs, a gap in between the midfield and then the attacks. Like 4 or 5 attackers up top, like waiting for the ball. And that's not just this game. I've seen it in previous games as well. So Conor Gallagher, whether you like him, some people say he's a good professional, he's a good player, you know, he's a solid signing and he's something that we need, you know, we talk about leaders, etc. None of that matters, you know. If you can't get on the ball and you can't progress the ball, then what good are you to us?
Do you know what? For me, I had a conversation with Sava going back in like maybe September when there was a conversation regarding whether he should be signed in the summer, and I said we've got too many players like him. Sarr is pretty much the exact player, exactly like him in his style, with his ability, physicality, maybe not the proven side of Premier League and that side of things, but what Conor Gallagher gives you is pretty much what most of our other midfielders give you. I didn't see the point in the signing, and I mean today, again, I'm not going to sit here and scapegoat him and talk about his performance, but
looking at the gap between Spurs and Arsenal, that's why I brought him up a little bit, because he was our only signing considering.
Oh yeah. I just mean in general, like
I wasn't blaming him for the game.
Oh no, no. And that's the thing. I'm not gonna sit here and scapegoat him and be like, yeah, he's the reason why we lost or anything like that, because he's not. But ultimately, he's just another sign of Spurs not being ambitious in the window, not making the right signings, and ultimately, it's gonna. You know, when we look back in a couple of years, it's gonna be like, another bad signing from Spurs.
I'll add to that. I think it shows that footballing-wise, they don't have a clear identity. Does that make sense? Because we talk about, but what's the plan? What's the strategic plan moving forward? I think it correlates to how they pick managers, how they pick their directors of football, and how the directors of football pick the players. Where, yes, we had an identity where we wanted to pick the best young players in Europe and we wanted them to play for Tottenham. But in terms of style, moving forward, we've moved from an Ange where Langer's bought a lot of attacking players for him and defenders that suit that attacking style, and then gone in the opposite direction in a manager like, they say, John the Pragmatist and Thomas Frank. You know, it's a different style. But then now, Igor Tudor, again, still different to the players that we brought in. So that manager, again, that we brought in, does he suit the style of players that we have?
They've gone for Paratici's recommendation, didn't they, with the manager? And Paratici's never been great at picking managers. George, before I let you go, where do Spurs go from here?
Where do Spurs go? I don't know. Honestly, what to expect from Spurs over the next couple of weeks is really up in the air. Just hopefully a better performance than today, a better performance than the last couple of weeks, just more effort, being that, you know, we need to be 20, 30% better, let alone 1 or 2% better. We need to just take it up a level, and hopefully Fulham away presents that opportunity. We play better away from home. If it's not a win, we need a draw. Every point counts, and you know, it's poor today, honestly, people. But yeah, look, I am going to head out. I do need to go. I'm not running, honestly. I do need to go. But yeah, look, make sure you smash the likes before you guys head out, man. Or before I head out. Smash the likes, do all of that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel, and it's been a pleasure today. Unfortunately, but it's been a pleasure. You know,
big up George, man. Make sure you subscribe to him on Do Rag Diaries. Hey, come show some love. I ain't see you on Spurs Kings for ages, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Hey, come on Monday, man. Monday night, 10 o'clock.
We're gonna make it happen.
Hey, come tomorrow, man. We'll link up, man.
Hey, it's on live stream here, he said.
Got him.
I'm not going no more.
We got him.
I'm disappearing.
We got him. I love, bro.
Yeah, Ash, same question to you. Like, where do Spurs go from here? Because we haven't seen any performances over the last month or two to say that we are going to improve.
No, that we don't. It's down to some of the players. I say people look at Igor Tudor's performance from the players today, you know. He's somehow got to get into their heads that, and I said it before, we need to play on the front foot, meaning we need to play higher up the pitch. Yeah. We need to squeeze that pitch. We need to be aggressive and win those balls in those vital areas. We saw that happen when we did. Yeah. We had half a fighting chance against Arsenal. And then it's just about being clinical. But I say that, it's just that, it's literally confidence, motivation, all these type of buzzwords. He needs to install that in the players. He needs to install the belief. Fan base is rock bottom at the moment. So I always said against Fulham, that's when I'm judging Igor, not today. Even though I think 4-1's unacceptable, irrespective of what players are out. That's where I stand on it.
And that's our match reaction. Make sure if anyone who wants to phone and join in, it is pinned to the chat as we speak. So please come and have your say on how disgraceful that performance was, or whether you think there was positives to see from that. And actually, relegation is not a shout for us at the moment. Maybe we are looking at getting out of it. But yeah, please make sure you come and talk to us, mate. As we said before, please make sure you like and subscribe to We Are Tottenham TV, and make sure you subscribe to Do Rag Diaries and Spurs Kings TV, which is in the description. All right, should we go to our first caller?
Yes, let's do that, man.
Let's get our first caller on. 6-yard box. Can you hear us?
Hello, boys.
Hello.
Big up. Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Can't
Nice.
complain.
Nice. Good to hear your voice, man.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Spurs, come on.
Yeah,
Let it
man.
out. Let it out. Let it all come out, man.
I'm not really that mad, to be honest. We all had, what do you call it? We all had hopes, but
Those dreams.
for me, it's all hopes, man. For me, I think the manager, I think the system he played, I wouldn't play that system with the players we have, to be honest.
Is it too much of a change too soon?
Exactly. You're playing 3 at the back, playing people in the wrong positions and all that kind of stuff. You could get away with playing, without playing maybe not top side like Arsenal, but if you do that against the top side, they're going to destroy you. And, it's just, I was surprised when because we go back to the board. I don't even want to talk about them, to be honest. Let's just concentrate on the game. But from the formation, you can tell we never got out. It was so painful to watch, man. We never got. You got Gallagher who runs around, smashes people up. That's in the Premier League. You need a little bit more. You need a little bit more than that. And we never actually. When we got the ball, we were just going around in circles like those, those when you go to the barber shop, those chairs that goes around in circles. Our midfielders they were so scared, they couldn't lift their heads up to progress the game. And I think the manager should have seen that and changed it. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, surely this is not going to continue this way. They're going to score eventually. We got out of jail with that goal. We go to make it 1-1. But surely he should have just changed it. But I'd rather we lost playing a back four today, to be honest, and play people in their right positions. But
just on that back four thing, do you think Frank would have got more out of this game by playing the back four? Do you think he would have potentially got a different, not like we would have won or got a draw, but do you think the scoreline would have been less?
I think the players gave up on Frank, man. You could tell, man. Come on. I think the players, they were not listening to him anymore. You could watch most of the games we played for the past 4 or 5 games now. Players were just coasting, really. The first half, they will walk around, run around a little bit. Second half, they will try. Because it's like pride, just pride because you're thinking, oh, I need to play a little bit for myself. But they were just like, I think they checked out. They checked out. So I don't think it would have made any difference with Frank, but at least with this new manager, I would have just gone with what the players are used to, because I think against an Arsenal side, you want to play people in their right position, play Sousa on the left, just have a go a little bit, but today we just couldn't get out. We couldn't have a go, it was painful to watch, to be honest. It's not because coming into this game, I was thinking, yeah, we'll lose. But I just want to see a bit of performance, man. We were not fresh as well. I expect us to be a little bit fresher. We had about how many days off, and we just didn't get close at all. Dragusin at the back, nah, man. That brother needs to, But, it is what it is, man. Because we just looked all over the place. We looked really, really poor. And, we just... pray for the next game. But the manager needs to realize that, though. If he's going to play the 3 at the back, He needs to play at least Sosa. You have to have something going forward on the left and put Spence on the right because he plays on the right when he was at Forest. He plays in a wing back when he was at Forest, when he had that great season. So just play people in their right positions. And hopefully, we can win our next game. Thank God this one is over now. We can forget about Arsenal now. Maybe
Quick question before we go on to the next game. Do you think a lot of Spurs fans played down how good Arsenal were just because they drew against Wolves? Because even if we would have played people in their right positions, the result probably still happens.
Yeah, I think you're hoping that okay, you get a little bit of a manager bounce, that the players will, they'll run around and do a little bit. But you always know their quality side now. Come on. Remember when we were at Port, our team was you go anywhere and we just you're relaxed. We're gonna smash anybody. That's the kind of situation they are in right now. You gotta put your hand up. It's gonna pass eventually because if they don't win the league, this is not gonna continue forever. So there's gonna have another cycle like we did. So we just gotta put our hands on them and say, yeah, they're good. But today we didn't really lay a glove on them. Really, we didn't really, really do anything to really make it tough for them. And defensively was the problem because we were just all over. And midfield as well, we were just like conceding like goals. Dragusin just falling over, losing his man. It's like midfield as well. We are not reactive enough. Second balls they were winning it, and they're top side. And I think after Wednesday, they will have looking at this game, they will have looked at Tottenham and thought, yeah, we'll fancy this team because of our record at home and all that kind of stuff. If they were playing a team like Bournemouth or something now, they will be really worried. But I think coming into this game, they will have looked at it and go, oh yeah, Tottenham, 1-1 at halftime. I don't know how that was 1-1 to be honest.
Do you think? Sorry to cut you. Do you think Igor Tudor had a reality check coming into the Premier League? Because there's been this narrative that he's this guy that saves clubs. You saw it at Serie A. He done well at Lazio. He did well at Udinese. He saved those two clubs. Champions League. He got Juventus into Champions League, and again Marseille as well. Is he out of his depth? Do you think could be out of his depth coming into this league?
We can't really say that because he's only got one game. Can't really. We don't even have enough players for him to even try a different system because he likes three at the back or whatever. Romero was suspended. If Romero was playing today, we could have used the ball a lot more. Instead of Dragusin just headbutting the ball. He's kicking it, but it just feels like it's just I don't know. He's kicking the ball with both legs really. So the manager, I think. I was never going to judge him on this game. Because this is Arsenal. So he was just the wrong game for me. Yes, you have the derby and everybody's hyped up, but if we really peel everything back, you can see that this game was not the right game for him to start off with. You can see maybe by next week now when Romero is back, then maybe I'm not sure if he has to miss that game as well. I think he's done his suspension or maybe there's one more. I don't know. But we can use the ball a lot more from the back and Van der Vaart can. But I prefer for at the back because for me, that's the kind of these players they've played under and some of them, especially those back four or whatever, they've played underhand for almost 2.5 years, a year and a half. So they're used to that system. If he's coming in and he's changing it, then it's gonna take time before they get used to that playing that way. And we don't have enough time to be honest. So he just has to be smart. But I'm not going to judge him on this performance.
I was going to ask you, do you see any positives going in from what you saw today, considering this was his first game and obviously he hasn't had much time to work with them, but do you see there was any positives for him to get us out of this scrap and make sure we survive?
I think that's up to him. I think maybe he can answer that question because me looking in from outside, maybe he sees something in training that he likes. But for me, the system, that's the first thing. The system don't suit these players. I don't think.
But if he's going to play that system for you, like that's what we've seen today. If he's going to play the system from now until the rest of the season, do you see us getting anything in any of the games coming up?
That's the system. It's a style.
If Romero stays on the pitch, That's the first thing. Romero stays on the pitch. I think yes, we can. And I think you should play Sousa on that left because yes, defensively it might be because of Arsenal today. Saka, he didn't want to risk him against Saka today. But going forward, the guys gotta play people because that's gonna be our outlet. Those wing backs, and then when Poro comes back as well, then we need to be using those wing backs to create chances and score goals. So, but I think today's game just gonna put it to one side, and then going into the next games, hopefully with players available, then we can really see his system work. But it's gotta be smart though. If you don't have the players to play that system, you gotta have to play the system that you have players for, and get the best out of them. But it's all about motivation now, man. You just gotta motivate the players to get out of this. But me, I think we'll be fine. That's the feeling I have anyway. I think we'll be fine. But the players have to cross that line and they have to perform.
6 Yard Box, thank you for calling in. It's always a pleasure hearing your views.
Pick up.
Thank you, boys.
No problem. If you want to say come on your Spurs, you can. but thanks
Come
for
on,
calling
we
in.
Spurs, man. We always say, man. We lose to Arsenal, but we still have more finals to play, and the players they still have to be motivated to go and cross the line and perform. So yeah, let's put this behind us and just get to the summer, and hopefully we can bring Poch back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys. Thank you.
Have a good one.
We have another super chat from Olu, which is obviously for us. Guys, don't worry. Eventually, it will all work out.
Olu, I couldn't see you last week.
Yeah, where was you on Wednesday?
Yeah, there's better Arsenal men are turning up now. I couldn't see them. Wednesday, I couldn't see them. It's funny they had to turn up now.
Let's bring on our next guest. Nate, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I am. How are you?
Nate Dog! Chase!
How's it
Looking like
going,
Adam
boys?
Wharton. Yeah, boy. We should sign him up.
Let's come play in
Yeah.
our middle.
Elephant in the room. I have cut all my hair off. It's kind of ironic. Stim told me that Ben's hair is what happens when you support Tottenham for 35 years, but this is what happens to mine after a mere 4 years of supporting the team. Oh, boys,
Jeez.
where do I even begin?
Where do we start?
Yeah, it was a really tough one today. I don't think we were ever going to win today. Just too many external circumstances that I think were getting in the way of the team performing. But it's just I honestly don't even know what to talk about. I'm going to ask you guys to ask me a question because.
But the thing is,
I don't even know what to bring
staying
up.
on that point, Nate, we aren't getting anyone back soon. So
Yeah.
something has to happen from somewhere, right? We need to improve.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I think that will come, but I think as like Yardbot said, I think it'll just take time. And today was the first game. Like he came in just last week, and with the players who got injured, the system he likes to play doesn't really cater to the players we have available. So I think what he did today was just try to get a system out there and just try to see what he could get from the players, just like on a sort of broad terms. But today, I think we played well. Maybe the better half of 50 minutes. I thought the first half, I think we absorbed a lot of pressure, but we forced Arsenal into making mistakes. And once we made mistakes, we were able to counter with Muani, who I thought was excellent today. Really, the Tudor connection he has definitely helped him for sure. But I think if we're going to try to play a counter-attacking system, we got to have the personnel to do it. So I think we got to, like, Kulusevski is desperately missed right now. Madison desperately missed right now because not only are those guys that do quality on the pitch, they're also they've got the mentality to power through difficult times, put your head down, and just get to fucking work. And that's something that some of these younger players that we have, as much as I do like them for a rebuild, we need to develop them and give them time. I think the mentality is definitely lacking right now.
What did you make of Dragashin's performance today? Because a lot of people have been very critical of his defensive mistakes, and obviously his agent likes to talk a lot. But what did you make of him in that second half especially?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get some stick for this. I actually thought he was okay. Like, definitely in the second half he struggled. I think Gyökeres got the better part of him.
Yep.
And, like, towards the tail end of the game, you could tell he was kind of burning out of gas a little bit. But I think for the first half, I think he was all over him. I think he was just physical enough where he wouldn't give away fouls, but also put pressure on him. Yes, he did get burned a few times, but, I mean, we got to be cognizant of the fact that he's coming back off a torn ACL. This was kind of like his first start in a long time, right? So I think he did okay with what he was like presented with, but definitely in the second half, I think he started to fall apart a little bit. But I think real quick, the turning point of this game was the Moani second goal that got called back for being a foul. I have no clue how that's a foul. I understand how it's a two hands towards his back, but Gabriel's 6'4", probably 200 something pounds. He shouldn't be knocked over like that. Like, come on. Like, you can't get knocked over by like a little push. Like, it was barely anything. And again, it's just falls on officiating again. Okay, if you're going to call that a foul, how was the one where Ekitike pushing Romero a few weeks back? How's that not called, right? So it's just kind of, it's unfortunate because I think if we would have scored there, I think we would have definitely seen a different result in today's game. But I think that was definitely a turning point in the game. But again, it's a mentality issue. Once you go down, they did it well to going down in the first half, scoring again in 2 minutes. But they just looked so flat after that second goal. I don't know what you guys think about that, but looked really flat to me after that.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, yeah, it was quite soft. I agree, but the rules are the rules, I guess. It applies to some teams, but not to all teams. And when you're Spurs, you have to work twice as hard to get any type of result. I was going to ask one question quickly, just about the system. And yeah, do you agree with the system? Do you think maybe looking at the players we have, Basuma, was it a mistake to start him?
I mean, it all depends. I think the system definitely does work. I don't know if you guys know this. I actually got to meet Tudor this summer. I met him at a Juventus training ground. I got to go on a trip over there with like a Canadian team that I'm a part of. But I remember we got to watch their training, and one thing that was instrumental in the system is having a deep line playmaker who can play through the lines. And I think that Basuma is the best adequated to that, but it's still not even the best part of his game because Sarr doesn't really know how to do it. Romero's out injured, so you can't play him there as that sort of deep line playmaker-ish from center back. But I think Basuma's the most catered to playing that way. So I think Tudor threw him in there as kind of just all right, let's see if you can bring the ball, see if you can link up with Gallagher or Simons. So I don't think it's necessarily that the system doesn't work. I think it was just a lack of personnel that attributed to the system's failure today. I am very critical of Basuma. I think that he has definitely overstayed his welcome at the club, and I think that he should be moved on from. But again, last year with Juventus, Tudor had Manuel Locatelli to act as that Basuma today per se, to play through those lines and link up play between the 10s and the midfield. So I think it comes down to that, right? I don't think you can be too critical of Tudor today because, again, it's his first game in charge. And look at the lengthy injury list we've got. Like, guys, I'm going to tell you straight up, we're not getting relegated. There's zero chance we get relegated because the 3 teams below us are just that poor, and we're also missing a ton of players. So I don't think there's any possibility of relegation, to be completely honest with you. But what I do think this team needs right now is a rebuild. I think you need to bring in, like, if these players like Van de Ven, like Romero, all these world-class players we have want to play for big teams, want to play for a Liverpool, a Real Madrid, a Manchester City. You can't play like that today. Van de Ven was awful today. Romero's been horrible in the past few weeks. These guys are starting to develop an ego thinking that they're bigger than the team that we have right now. But at the same time, you're missing man marks. How many times did Van de Ven have blunders in the first half where he let Saka run in right past him? Like, these mistakes will not be tolerated at the next level. And if he's going to use Spurs as a stepping stone to propel his career, you can't be making mistakes like that. So I find it really nervy that all these players are coming out and said, I think I can reach the top. I think I can play for the best teams in Europe. It's like, no, you can't if you're getting torched by some of the best in the Premier League. So I think that's what it comes down to, right? I don't think you can be too critical of the system today. I think we need a complete rehaul, a complete rebuild in the summer. Bring in Pochettino. Pochettino is a developer of young talent. I'd say I wouldn't make Palhinha's move permanent. I'd move on from Richarlison and start from there. Basuma, I'd get rid of too, and maybe Sarr as well. So I think those are a few moves that you can make to kind of just clear some space. But we desperately need a deep line playmaker. I think Angelo Stieler from Stuttgart would be a fantastic signing for us. Left-footed, likes to play deep, went through Bayern's academy. Just a great deep line playmaker that can knit intricate play with Xavi Simons and Gallagher if we proceed with those two up front.
So you mentioned earlier about mentality. but you also think we're not going to get relegated. What makes you think that these guys have the confidence? Because West Ham, out of this weekend, West Ham have picked up the point over us. So they're getting slowly closer to us and they're more on form. Forest haven't picked up anything today. Forest are probably in the same form as us. What makes you think these players are actually going to get out of this?
Because of the players that come back. Unless maybe I'm just naive, I don't think there's a team with Van de Ven, Romero, Madison, Kulusevski. Madison I know won't return for the rest of the season, but like Kulusevski likely will. There's no way. Like, if they do, wow, I would be shocked. And it would just be so sad that it wouldn't even be worth talking about. But honestly, Marlon, I just think it's not that we've got the mentality to get out of it. It's just I think the other teams in the bottom three don't have what it takes to get back up.
Okay.
So I think it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's not like we're doing anything to help ourselves. It's just they're so bad that they're the ones going to go down. In any other Premier League season, we've really gotten lucky these past 2 years when we've been really shit in the league. Because any other Premier League season, we'd be in 18th or 19th by now. So
yeah.
And again, last year it was just because the teams that were promoted went straight back down because they were just so horrible that they just couldn't stand a foot in the league, and that almost gave Ange a bit of leeway. He's talking on the overlap. He's like, we were never going to get relegated. It was 13 points in the end. Yeah, because the team who got relegated ended on like 11 points. So you still can't say anything, right? Like, I think it's going to be one of those where we'll be saved by the bell because the teams in the bottom three are just so poor. I think the bottom three will end up being Wolves, Burnley, and Nottingham Forest. I think West Ham will stay up.
Yep.
But I don't think Forest have what it takes. And what a tremendous fall from grace that would be if they get relegated.
Nate, wonderful call. Thank you for calling in. It's been great.
Thank you, boys.
speaking to you.
Thanks so much for allowing me to run my baldy yapper for a few minutes. Appreciate that, guys.
No problem. Thank you. Take care of yourself.
Take care, boys. You too.
Nice one, bro.
Yeah. Boy.
Looks like Smith as well, actually, with the trim.
Yeah.
Key Smith. Yeah. Get those type of vibes.
Let's get the next guy on. HGFF, you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, baby. HG.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
hear
baby.
you.
Yeah. HGFF.
So come on, talk to us. What happened? What went
Let it
on
out.
in that North London?
Let it
derby?
out,
How
man.
did you see it?
We're so bad. We're so bad. It's not even funny at this stage. It's so bad. Like, I didn't even know, genuinely don't know where to start because everywhere I look, there's issues, there's problems, there's like everywhere. Like let's start. Okay, let's go with the game. The first half, I think we played good. I think we played well, but I also think Arsenal were a bit underwhelming, which kind of made us look a bit better. And in that second half, man, we fell apart. Like, it's from the simple things like not following your man, like on the right hand side where like not Paulinho and Gray were playing, one of them would come in, like Paulinho would step up, Gray would already be up, and then flipping Eze would already be there in behind, or Trossard would already be there in behind, and then it's just a 1-2, they're in behind. It's just like, well, why are we playing a back three if that's just gonna constantly happen all the time? Like, what's the point of that? And then in our midfield, there is no midfield. Like, the defense gets the ball, they try to play up, and then they lose it in like near the edge of the box. Like, the midfield are like they're hiding. Bissouma is supposed to be that player, like that deep online player. He's hiding. He doesn't want the ball. Every time he passes the ball to Bissouma, he passes it straight back. Like, he goes back. He doesn't like make that pass that it's like, oh, okay, now we have time to breathe. He doesn't do that. All of our midfield always just play back. And then regarding the midfield, for me, I know the last guy said he doesn't like Paulinho. For me, I think Paulinho is the best midfielder we have in the team. Mm-hmm. If we have to put our best midfielder in defense, we need to start talking about the system, Like, why is our best midfielder in defense? Like, that says a lot about the board, the recruitment. It says a lot about everything. Because we've seen it with Frank. Frank put Paulinho back there. It doesn't work. Van der Ven struggles in a back three. That it doesn't work for him. He like it. I know, like you guys were talking about Van der Ven. He's playing, but it's like when it's like obviously like yes, he has like in recent games he has been struggling, but it's like you can't like Spencer's not a left back, so like when Spence bombs up, he's not naturally suited to like play the ball out properly. You know, he has to kick with his right foot, so either he has to come inside or whatever, which means the ball's already lost. Van de Ven struggles with that. You know, we have a left back where we bought Sosa, or whatever. We
Sousa.
just bought him from Flamengo. I mean, not Flamengo, Felipe Santos.
Santos, yeah.
Give him a shot. Give him a shot. Play Spence on the right back. I'm so sick of tired of seeing Archie Gray playing in like as a right back, right like in the right centre back. Like he's too weak to play there. Like every time the ball goes to Archie Gray, it doesn't progress forward. Conor Gallagher is playing as a cam. Why are we playing Conor Gallagher as a cam? He's never been known, maybe like in his Crystal Palace days, but like it's been a long time since then. He hasn't been playing that advanced attacking role in a long time, you know. And it's just like literally everywhere I look, I'm just like, why are we doing this stuff? Like ultimately, I blame the board, but it's like it gets to a point where I literally just look at these players and I'm like, why did you like the goal as a second goal? Why is Dragusin headering the ball to Basuma there? He has a man on him. He can literally just kick it up and kick it out, but he chooses to header it, and then they get a goal from there. It's just like, why did you do that? Like, these are the games where I'm like, okay, look, I understand that we're not in a good position, but like teams like Arsenal and Chelsea, I don't care how bad we are. I don't care how like whatever. I expect the whole team to get up and just fight. Like I literally fight for every ball. Fight. Like I expect them to literally run themselves in the ground because, like, it's like with Arsenal, like with Chelsea and Arsenal, it's different, man. Like it's different. Like I don't care if we like lose. Like if we lose like 4-0 to like a Wolves, if you lose 4-0 to Arsenal, like that's humiliating, you know. Like those are the guys down the street always chirping in your ear, you know.
HG, talk to me about Xavi Simons because we started with Xavi Simons. I don't know, what position did you think he was playing at the start of the game? What do you think the manager Tudor had for him?
It's the I thought he was playing like a similar role. Like he was supposed to be playing to like a similar role to like what's his name, Conor Gallagher, but I feel like with Simons, he kind of goes out on a limb and goes, okay, now this isn't working, let me drop. You know? Like I feel like he is supposed to be higher and more out wide where he can, you know, he can connect with like Spence on the left, but it's like it just doesn't work. So that's why our midfield is so overcrowded with when Paulinho steps up, Sarr, Bissouma, and then him, it's like they're all in that same section because Simmons is like, I'm not getting the ball there. Let me ding. But when he does get the ball, he's already back. So when he tries to progress the forward, there's nobody there with him, you know? So that's what I feel like. Like his position is like, I don't feel like he can play in the three because there's no position for him to play in the three, you know? Like,
is that down to Tudor then? Because he was the one that picked the team at the moment. Did you think he got it wrong today in his selection and the way he set the team up?
I think Tudor got it wrong, but I don't think that's Tudor's fault. This is the board's fault. When I look at our team and when I genuinely look at our team, I don't know why we're playing a back three. We like under Frank, Van der Ven struggled in the back three, and our two centre backs in Romero and Danso, I've not looked like Denzel hasn't looked that well in a back three. You know, it's like always always one of our defenders struggles in a back three. So for me,
So are you going to look at Tudor sideways if we go to Fulham and he plays a back three again? Because that's nothing to do with the board then.
like the thing is, I will look at him sideways, but like when I'm trying to say something to the board is, why would you go out and get a manager who plays a back three when we can't play a back three? Like I can't blame Tudor for being like, I play a back three. This is how I play. You know, I can't sit there and go, it's your fault, because he's come in and go, what are you talking about? These guys hired me. I play a back three. Everybody knows I play. You know, it's like a catch-22 where it's like we can't like it's similar to the Manchester United situation when they had Amarin. Manchester United couldn't play a back three, but Amarin's like, I play a back three. You either play the back three or you get somebody who doesn't play the back three. Our board has went out and got somebody who plays the back three. You can't blame the guy for playing his thing, you know, his way of football. It's the same thing with Frank.
So where do you think, after seeing today's game, do you think we can get out of it? Do you think we'll get relegated? Do you think we can survive under Tudor?
It's like, honestly, it's.
Are you worried?
It's looking bad.
Looking a bit touchy.
Genuinely, because like looking at our fixtures, we should not be getting relegated, you know. But then seeing how we play, it's like, ooh, yeah, it's like, ooh. But I genuinely think it's gonna come down to the players. Like the players, I genuinely do think, like the last guy said, the players do have an ego. I genuinely think it's gonna come down to the players being like, oh, like if the players like are like, oh shit, we're gonna get relegated. Let's like lock in, like let's like tighten up. Then I don't think we're gonna get relegated. But if the players,
So you think it's the players that aren't showing enough fight? You don't think it's the players' quality necessarily?
75% yes, because like for example, when we play a team like Arsenal are gettable. We've seen them with Sunderland, we've seen them with Manchester United, we've seen them with Wolves. If you show pressure to Arsenal buckle. So like with games like that, I think it's the players, because like I said in the first half we were running, we made Arsenal look bad. You know, Arsenal don't perform at the best when you make them run a lot. But at the same time, like it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, just run every game, you know? But I do think we do have an attitude problem where it's like we go 1-0 down and the players just like, oh yeah, screw this, and just like start.
So
like,
you think it's more on them, like not showing enough fight, not caring enough, if they've got the wrong mentality, wrong attitude?
I think there is a huge issue at the club with that. I don't think it's like ultimately down to them, because some players are just not good enough, and that is the club's fault. But I do think there is a lot of games in this season where it's like, if the players did show more fight, like a lot of goals don't happen, you know?
HGFF, thank you for coming on.
Big up.
Taking us through that. Big up to you. And I hope you have a good rest of the week besides Spurs.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Nice one, bro. Take care, man. Thank you.
Oh, mate. I can't.
Bring on the next one. Let's get them home. Let's keep it rolling.
Andreas, can you hear us?
San Andreas, talk to us, man.
What's happening? Guys, can you hear me? If you can't, I'll change my audio quickly.
No, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Oh, he's frozen now.
Yeah, he can't hear us. That's the problem.
Yeah, I can hear.
You can, yeah? All right, cool.
Right, 1 second.
Yeah, go on.
1 second. Sorry, guys.
No, it's all good, bro. We're here, man. We can still talk to each other, you know.
Right.
Make sure you stop first.
I just want to say, first of all,
Don't be talking and
I
driving.
just want to say, first of all, I've pulled up now, don't worry.
Yeah.
Cool.
I disagree with the fight being the main reason of that loss today.
Go on.
I just want to say that first of all. Reason being,
Is he gone?
let's be real. That was our B team, C team versus their first team, right? And that's down to quality.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps freezing, I think.
Yeah, keeps freezing up.
He keeps freezing up. He's not in a good reception area. I think.
Hello. Right, can you not hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're back again. You're back now.
Yeah.
Right. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I've had a madness with my Bluetooth. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, cool.
Right. So again, I was just gonna say I disagree totally with the whole thing being the main problem today.
Yeah.
It's just quality issue.
That was down to quality, man. The eyeball test shows it all. I was at the game. I was with a good friend of mine, and he usually says it's about a fight. We saw fight today. We saw it. Look at the tackles in the first half. We saw it. That was not down to fight. We actually ran, in my opinion, we ran for about 70 minutes and kept going. And listen, when it goes to 3-1, 4-1 against your biggest rivals, the fans are allaying you, they're singing, telling us we're shit. Any footballer's head's gonna go. That today was down to quality. And that, don't get me wrong, yes, of course, the players need to show more quality, but they're also not good enough. And that comes down to the board's decision-making and recruitment. It stemmed from way deeper. We saw fight today. They told the fans to bring the noise. The atmosphere was fantastic today, by the way. For anyone that was there, I'm sure they would agree with me. But we saw that team ran. They tried. They put in big tackles. And for me, it was quality today. If you look at don't get me wrong, the finish itself wasn't too bad. But to take that touch and still have the shot, that's appalling in my opinion. I've seen it back. The second goal, I think, was quality. I think it was a good finish I think it was Gyökeres for the second goal, wasn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. Right. The third goal, what the fuck was that? We literally thought, we said, do you know what? As they have another goal against us, did not one player say, do you know what? This guy totally took the piss out of us in the summer. Let's not let him embarrass us again. But no, they didn't, just because they're not good enough. And don't get me wrong, maybe part of that is down to fight. But if we're talking about main problem, it definitely was not fight. It was quality. I mean, yeah, that's just my general opinion on the main cause as to why we've lost today.
So, go on, Marlon.
So the quality, you moaned about the quality. This is the quality we've probably got to rely on.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Are they good enough to get us out of this?
No, I don't think they are. I think, do you know what? I said it the last time I called in after the Newcastle game. I said the arrogance I was hearing from certain fans saying that we're not in a relegation fight was crazy.
Yeah.
Now people are moving all scared because people are realising now, do you know what? Maybe these players actually aren't good enough. And I've been saying this since everything went tits up for Ange. Listen, I know we won the Europa League, but if you look at that final, how much football was actually played? It was all in the air. It was all scrappy and everything. Yes, that gave us one of the best days of our lives, but the signs were there from early days. And people that said that this season will be completely different, it shows how deluded some of these fans are in this fan base to think that we're way better than we actually are. The signs have been there for ages, guys, and unfortunately a very small minority of the fans have been able to see it.
All right, let me just stop you for 1 second. Igor Tudor, I was going to read his quotes after the game, says the team is full of problems. This is what he's saying now. The team is full of problems.
Agreeing with you.
Difficult start against a team who's now in this moment. A different level of physical state of mind. So congratulations to them. They were much better and they deserve the win. I got the spirit which we wanted to do things, but it was not enough. It is nice to understand where we are in this moment. I won't read the rest of it, but you get the drift. Do you know what I'm saying? Thinking about relegation doesn't bring you anything to anybody. But yeah.
Yeah, but you also can't be arrogant to the fact of the situation you're in. We're in a relegation battle. We can't just ignore that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're ignorant and arrogant to a situation, sooner rather than later you're going to find yourself right in the midst of it. Don't get me wrong, like obviously we're above other teams, but the gap isn't it's not opening. It's getting closer. Like I don't even want to look at the table. How many points are we off the drop now?
Is it 4?
4, yeah, stay the same. 4, stay the foot because Forest lost.
Okay.
Didn't they?
Forest lost. West Ham drew yesterday.
Okay, we've still got to go to Fulham, who look bang up for it recently.
Yeah.
We've got we've got Forest, we still got Chelsea away this season as well, haven't we?
Yeah,
we've
and
still got
Liverpool.
Liverpool
Yeah, it's
away.
like second to
Where,
last
where
game
did
or
these
something.
points come from?
Yeah.
And Villa as well. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. We've
Yeah,
got
but
to
where,
get some
but
points.
where are these?
Sunderland and Crystal
Where-
Palace have to be the
Yeah,
games.
I think the problem that you're getting at, Andres, is the teams that we've got to play around us, we've got to play at home. And then
Yeah.
the teams that are not around us, we've got to play away. Now, we've been better away than we have at home. So it's actually a point here is when we played West Ham away, we won. But actually, when we played them at home, we lost. And they're the points we need to be picking up this season. So we've got to play Palace, who've obviously got 3 points today. So they might be, we've got to play Forest at home and we've got to play Leeds at home.
We just got to beat the teams that are around us. We just basically got to beat them.
Yeah, but the problem is we've won 2 games at home this season. Look, question for you: after seeing what the formation we played today, can you see us getting out of trouble with Tudor at the moment? With what you saw today, because you said you saw a fight at least.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying is, I think the only points I could see us maybe picking up are against Forest and Palace. I genuinely, and the thing is, you made a good point of the teams that we should be picking points up against are playing at home. So when I say we should be beating Palace, I then have to think, well, hang on a minute, we're playing at home.
Yeah.
So when we play at home, don't get me wrong, I know the majority of it has been shit, but you just don't know what to expect, because if we look at our home form in the Champions League, we've won every game. Well, if we won every game, I think we've won every game we played at home in the
with a clean
Champions League.
sheet. No one scored against us.
Yeah. And then, like, I'm not being funny, but away in the Champions League, we've lost and drawn.
A side question, guys. You spoke about the quality issue.
Yeah.
Do you think there is more quality in our academy? And if so, do you think we should play those guys?
The pathway, I think. Do you know what? I get on quite well with Snell. I met up with him before the game from Tottenham away.
Oh, that's it. Cut you off. No, I'm joking.
I said, this guy sounds familiar. Is it Danny?
So-
Still. Go on.
So me and Stell have said it multiple times. The pathway from the academy to the first team is broken, and it will not be fixed until we get the first. We are so far away from resolving the problems in this first team.
Yeah.
How does anyone expect any of these academy players to come into this situation and change anything? It's so untenable and toxic. It's a joke. I was sat right by where our players were warming up, right? Every single youngster that come out, they look nervous, they look shaky, they just look confused. I saw that Sousa come out. He looked completely lost. And we're putting these teenagers in this situation, and then we're going, yeah, but if we played the academy, mate, it would not get any better. Honestly, everything about this club is just broken. Like this is a rebuild now. And people that say, oh, but with a fully fit team, we're better. Listen, we had a fully fit team against Arsenal at the Emirates, and look what happened. Well, near enough fully fit team.
Yeah.
Can't disagree with that. Could not disagree with that. Look, we'll let you get back to driving. But thank you for calling in.
Big up, man.
Great support in the home crowd
Right.
because we heard it on the TV.
Yeah,
so
man.
it was
Good
great.
chat, man.
Thank you,
up,
man.
boys.
Yeah, listen, sorry about all the connection at the start on the line. I know it's not been
No,
the
it's
greatest.
calm,
but I
man.
had
We
to
got
have
your
fun
message,
with you, man.
bro. We got your message, man. You were good, man.
Yeah, listen. But listen, big love to you guys for obviously covering for Ben and Sim as well. Yeah, see you later, man.
See you later, Andres.
Love.
Mate, so yeah, got the gist of that. That was more to do with he thought the player's fault, which you kind of agreed with. It's just a quality issue. But I'll mention that at the end when we're finished because I've got something to say about that actually.
Cool. Next caller.
Let's get Alexander on.
Alexander, the Great.
Hey guys.
How are you?
Wow. Yeah, I'm good, man. I mean, under the as good as can be under the circumstances. I've come home from the station, gone straight to the bong because it's just I want to understand what our scouts were thinking when they were watching Dragosin. So,
Hey, who was the worst player for you? Who was the worst player? I want to know that question. Who's the worst player?
So
if you had a top
I
4
think
or
it's-
top 5 or top 3.
I think a top 10 for this team today, isn't it? Of the worst players. So I mean, they were just
But who's your top
look,
though? Who has it go? I want to see the order.
Of who played well today. I thought
No,
Archie Gray played
not well. Who's the worst?
No, you might as well say who played
Oh, the
well
worst.
because there won't be hardly anyone.
Yeah, I think who was the worst? It's really a tough one, isn't it?
Was it Gallagher? Was it
Dragosin is just-
Dragosin? Or was it like?
Well, it's just like Dragosin just looks like he's not even championship level. I don't know we were thinking when we signed him. I just think, to think that we've got basically Vuskovic tearing it up in the Bundesliga, and we've got this clown that we kept at the club. Okay, he was injured, so we couldn't get rid of him. But the fact is, we signed him. I don't think he's better than, is he better than Joe Roden that we sold? I don't really think so. Um,
Crazy.
I can't. No, really, I can't. I know it sounds like I'm being really super negative,
Speak
but
the
you should ask
truth.
me the worst. I can't remember. I honestly, I'm almost 50. I can't remember a worse defender at our club than him.
You're good for 50.
Gary defender.
Doherty's got to be up there though.
Sorry,
Gary Doherty.
I mean, he's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Gallagher as well. I mean, again, I was baffled that we were ever interested in him in the first place. Going back to when they talked about signing him a couple of years ago, and he doesn't look like a Premier League player. He doesn't look anywhere
Damn.
near it.
Damn.
I know he's got to get back up to the pace of it, but how long's he been at Spurs already? How many games has he played?
Probably about 3,
5 or
4
6 games now.
5, 6 actually. Yeah.
So when it was 1-1 at half time, did you see that collapse in the second half coming, considering how they played in the first?
Well, I thought we were lucky to go in 1-1 at half time.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that we conceded so early, and also like the manner of the goal, just like Dragusin was so weak, allowing that ball to come through, and then then he gets into recovery, he comes off his heel. It's just look, everything, even on their first goal, where Sarr was maybe a little bit weak in the tackle, but they had all those moments where the ball could fall to an Arsenal player in a fortuitous position. It happened, and they scored 3 of their goals that way. The fourth one, I think the second one, and the first one all had a bit of luck about them. And we did, to give the players their credit, like the last guy said, they did. You could see they were trying, but they aren't our first choice. I was talking to my brother-in-law on the way back. How many of these players would have played if we had a fully fit squad?
True.
Maybe 3 or 4 of them. Okay, the goalkeeper, Van der Ven, maybe Spence.
But this is where we're at with the club at the moment, because they thought that this was especially after the January transfer window, most of these players were the only ones available then, and they thought this was good enough to take us forward.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they haven't signed anyone. We've had the same thing of, we tried to get Semenyo. Well, that was wasn't that on January the 2nd? I mean, what are they doing the rest of the month? It's just crazy. And, with the players dropping like flies, with one injury every week. And we still, you think they'd have, when it was, I mean, it seems to come out in the press why Paratici was frustrated, because it sounds like no one was paying any attention to what he was saying, whether it was to do with the manager or signing players.
Oh, let's stay on Paratici for a second.
His manager.
Yeah, let's talk about Paratici, because he was the one that wanted Tudor. He's in the door now.
Yeah.
Is he the right man, in your opinion?
I was encouraged by his post-match comments, because he basically said what we all saw, which is this team has got loads of problems. They didn't really win any duels. They didn't have the quality to make chances, really, and they, defensively they were pretty rubbish. So I thought he was quite, without blaming anyone individually, he basically said, in a very diplomatic way, he said, we were bloody useless to them. So
on that, then, do you think then he's a man to kind of take us out of this relegation battle moving forward, or is he like another Amorim deploying a back 3 in a system that doesn't suit our players?
I don't know. I mean, I think with the lack of wingers, unless he's going to say to, well, this is the other side of it, right? All the promising youngsters that we have, that supposedly we have this golden generation, they're all out on loan, and with the best will in the world, the likes of what's his name, Lucas Williams-Barnett, and and that whoever was on the bench, the central defender, I've forgotten his name, they're not anywhere near ready for first team football, because they're the ones essentially that the way we seem to operate, whether it's a good idea or not, but our strategy is to send the best of the under 21s players out, from about the age of 19, to start sending players out on loan, and to use the under 21s as a platform for the talented under 19-year-olds. So, but that does mean that if we get a surfeit of injuries like we've got like 12, 13 players out, whatever it is, there's no one we can call on from the academy, because they're all playing for Blackpool or Stoke or wherever we've sent them. I would thought, he's not the best player, but maybe Ashley Phillips would have at least got a place on the bench, and would be a better option to have from the bench than the guy who was on there today, or Alfie Dorrington. I don't know. I mean, there's question marks about him because nobody knows, what level he's at after his injury. But the strikers, the attacking players, we've got no creativity. I'm sure Jamie Donnelly would offer some creativity if we put him in the team. He wouldn't try any less than the players that we've got at the moment. So I just think we've really just the planning at the club is just it sounds bonkers saying it, right? But it looks like Levy was the guy that was keeping us from totally falling apart. That we've been looking at him for 25 years, and he's as soon as he goes, we've just become a complete joke.
It's a case of with Levy, he was able to correct his mistakes. This lot can't correct his mistakes, because Levy only left in September. It's not like he left halfway at the beginning of the summer transfer window. And considering the transfer window we had last January, it's not to say it would have changed. Maybe Frank would have been out after the Arsenal game in December, but maybe this is where the club was going for the last 25 years.
Or we would have had Ange, and then we still would have been in the same mess.
And Ange could have been in the same mess as well.
Yeah.
I think that's where the problem is.
But I think at least with Ange, and I've said this, I said this at the time. First of all, I like Frank. Whoever thought appointing him, it was a good idea. Honestly, they just should, I don't know, be sent to the nearest lunatic asylum, because it just had, I said it at the time of his appointment. It's like Jerry Francis 2.0. It's just like coming from a mid-table West London club, and he's going to turn us into the same thing that he was managing before. He just did it a lot quicker. So Levy, I think, probably would have binned him, at the beginning of November. In the same way that we got rid of Nuno when it was clear that it wasn't working, that the squad didn't. This is the thing, if you go from I'm a winner, I always win in my second season, to hey guys, we're going to lose matches. What the hell do you expect? If you're going to get rid of one guy, at least follow it up with someone who says, comes in and says, yeah, well done for winning last year. Now we're going to win something again. The new guy, not hey, welcome to Losersville.
Hey guys.
It's crazy.
So do we survive? Is the last question.
I kind of think like today, let's be honest. Okay, we were bloody awful, but who expected us to? Even if we played really well, I don't think anyone really expected us to win today. So we kind of discount that as a first game. I think we've got it in the squad. I think you might have to be brave, because there are some, who's the guy that's come on, the central defender that's come on? I think he's 17. He's a big unit. I've forgotten his name.
Byfield.
Yeah, Byfield. Maybe he'll see in training. Maybe he'll, if he wants to insist on a back three, maybe he'll start getting a game. So maybe you'll have to be brave and say, look, these midfielders aren't working. I'm gonna play Olasese, because I think he's as much as he's not played very much, he still has looked okay. He hasn't looked as much as crap as some of our midfielders can play. He doesn't look any worse. So maybe you have to be brave, in the same way that Pochettino was in getting rid of, and also Sherwood to some extent, to say, if I'm going to save this club, I'm just going to have to get rid of the wasters.
Alexander,
Bisumas and the. Yep.
thank you for calling in.
All right. Cheers, lads.
Thank you,
An
Alex.
absolute pleasure.
It's been a nice one.
Okay. Bye bye.
You take care.
All right.
Oh, look. When he first came on, he was in the car. Now he's at home. Hello, boss.
It's the boss is here. Simeone.
Hey lads,
Simmer.
Frank's fault.
Who's got the keys to my?
get Frank out. Get Frank out. No,
It's crazy. Actually, you know what? I'm reading from Tudor. He says Arsenal are probably the best team in the world right now.
Did you
What?
not watch him against Wolves?
what is it with all these Arsenal
Arsenal lovers.
glazing all
Oh.
our managers, honestly? But you know what? Today we saw it was an absolute shit show from start to finish. Of being honest, I know going into this game, we're hoping, put a bit of passion, a bit of intensity, add all those things, and that can kind of make the difference. But the reality is, that's kind of like the lowest bar you need. That's like the minimum you need to get anything out of a game like this. And I did think we put in a few strong challenges. We tried to be intense. We tried to press them when we can. The passion was there for large parts, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough at the end of the day. Arsenal were popping it around us like we weren't even there. We were chasing shadows. I think the only difference between this game and the one at the Emirates was, I felt like at the Emirates, we just stood off them and we just allowed them to play. I think on this game, we didn't allow them to play, but they just played anyway. You know what I mean? They were just popping it around us. They were exploiting us. They were creating chances at will. We just couldn't stop them. And I think, especially in that second half, the last half an hour, they made the changes. Some tired players went off. We just weren't able to do the same, really, at key moments, especially the key areas where it's going to really hurt you, isn't it? Midfield, a wing-back. We just weren't able to make those changes, were we? And Gallagher was running on empty, Saar, Basuma, and the game was taken away from us. That last 20 minutes was procession. It was it's so easy for Arsenal. We just ran out of gas, I felt, in those last 20 minutes. But even in the first half, I'm being honest, as much as we were given it, we could have been 3 or 4 down. We equalised against run of play, in a moment, but it was easy for Arsenal. The defending for all of the goals was a shambolic, all over the place, disorganised. If Tudor needed to know how big of a job he's got, this was a perfect example. Because he's got a massive job on his hands with the injuries we got, the lack of quality available at the moment in the front line. Also, I want to say, I didn't like the lineup, to be honest. Didn't like the lineup from Tudor. I think, for me, having Spence and Gray at wing-back, if you're going to play the wing-back system, you have to have Sousa there. Or you maybe even do start with Tell, because I thought we looked a bit better with Tell there, a bit like what Diallo does for Man United when he was playing that position. Because for me, if you've got Spence and Gray, you're basically saying you're not getting forward. We're not going to have any ambition to get forward out wide. Because we were so narrow throughout the game with the 3-5-2. 3 centre mids, 2 kind of players up front in Mawani and Javi. So you're very, very narrow. You're not playing with 2 kind of wide 10s. So all you're expecting Gray and Spence to provide all the width. And Gray isn't a marauding fullback, even at the best of times. Even when he does play fullback, he's not like a marauding one. He'll kind of be like decent in cell possession, whatever. But he's not going to get forward for you. And Spence can only do that if he's playing on the right, because every time he's playing on the left, he's got to get on the ball, he's got to check back in, he's got to get on his right foot. Every time he gets the ball, he puts his foot on it, and he either goes backwards or he cuts inside. He doesn't provide width. So if you're going to play with wing backs, which is your only way of providing width in this system, you have to use players who are going to actually spread width. Otherwise, there's going to be no width at all. And we saw that, going forward, we had absolutely nothing. We were going, every time we were forced to go long, and with Solanke on the pitch, Mawani just couldn't really hold the ball up with any quality. Xavi, was buzzing around, but had no options pretty much. He was very, very isolated again. I didn't like the lineup, to be honest, guys. I didn't like the lineup, and I think it was kind of set the tone for the game.
Do you think then he changes it going into Fulham? Or Do you think he keeps it the same? And like, if he does keep it the same, how do you feel about that?
I don't think necessarily the formation's the problem, but it's the personnel.
No, I mean the
formation.
personnel. Yeah, I wasn't talking about the formation. I'm talking about the personnel at the moment.
Yeah, he's got to change it. He can't play that same team. So obviously, hopefully, Solanke recovers from his bloody sore throat.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Solanke
Midfield.
might come in, but I'm talking about you specifically spoke about the wing backs, and so I'm focusing on that. If he starts with Gray,
But do you think he could have started with Sousa today, considering how well Saka did play on that right hand side?
Say that again. Sorry, is your microphone on? Sorry, apologies.
Yeah. Do you think that he could have started Sousa today, considering how well Saka did play in the end? Because it would have been hiding to nothing if he's up against this 18-year-old left back. That was probably his biggest problem.
Yeah, I hear that, but you got to be brave. You have to be brave, and I don't think it was a brave lineup. It was a lineup that was set up to try and contain Arsenal, which I understand in a way because there's only so much we can do to hurt this Arsenal team. But you know what? He's come in with big words about us, having to be brave. We're going to like what we see on Sunday. And I didn't think it was a very brave lineup. And I think Gray and Spence was the safe option. And I think it was the option that you're going to use if you're going to try and limit their quality out wide. But it led to us is we were so penned back. Saka was having joy anyway down that side. Obviously, the first goal comes from that, doesn't it? He bullies his way into the box and they get that opening goal. And it meant whenever we went forward, we had absolutely zero width and we weren't able to get anything out wide. So, look, maybe not Sousa, but you know what? It was only for like 20 minutes, but I thought we looked a bit better going forward when Tell was there. I thought Tell had a decent cameo.
Do you think that was down to Arsenal and their subs, though? More to do because obviously
Mascara came on, didn't he?
Yeah,
Timber went off.
We've won this more than anything else.
Yeah, you might be right, but you know what? United do that sometimes with Diallo, their wing back, when they had Amorim, and it worked all right. So I think if Tudor is going to get a tune out of us and he's going to keep us up and he's going to get us winning some games, he's going to have to be brave. And being brave means not playing safe options like Gray at wing back. If you're going to play a wing back, look, if it's full back, okay, maybe play Gray. That's fine. Yeah. You can't play Gray at wing back. And if you're going to have two wing backs asked to spread the width, you can't then have Gray on the right and Spence on the left because you're neutering both wings at that point. If you're at that point, you maybe play Spence on the right and Gray on the left because at least there's going to be one wing where you've got a guy spreading the width and holding the line, and you can get out wide. I thought Spence did more in the 20 minutes he was on the right than he did the whole of the time he was on the left. You have to play him a wing back on the right. You can't play him. I think a full back you can maybe get away with playing him on the left because he's got a winger ahead of him, right? So you can just get the ball, get it to the winger quickly, and all of a sudden you've got a player there. But if you're going to play wing backs and the very narrow formation, you can't play Spence on the left because he's all of a sudden. He's your only option out wide, and he's always cutting inside or going backwards because he's on his wrong foot. So you can't have that. He has to change it, 100%. He has to change it. He can't go with those wing backs going forward.
What did you make of Gallagher's performance in the middle?
Uninspiring. I think he was probably the least combative of a lot of our midfielders, to be honest. I expected with him in that role, he was going to get a bit more license to get forward and get close to the front three. Make late runs in the box. So to be fair, I'm criticising him for not getting forward, but we struggled to get in their half. If we're being honest, we struggled to get near their box. So I don't think it was specifically a Gallagher problem, but Gallagher's supposed to come in, have so much fight and passion, and intensity and aggression, get stuck in. And I thought I saw more from Sarr and Basuma than I did from Gallagher today, if I'm being honest. So I didn't think there was much to his performance. I think it was dominated by Rice and Zubamendi. And Eze.
So would you start Basuma? Would you start Basuma over Gallagher then in the next game for Fulham? If you're saying you didn't see much from him, or would you think Basuma needs the whole bench?
Was probably our best midfielder today, if I'm being honest. It's not saying much, but look, this is a kind of a raw reaction because I haven't seen the goals back or anything like that. I haven't gone and watched any of the highlights. This is based on what I saw watching the game in the stands. Basuma seemed to do more for me than Gallagher.
Wait to see it
but
tomorrow.
We need to keep playing Gallagher because he's the future. Basuma's going to be gone, and Gallagher's going to be the guy who's going to be with us from now on. So we need to get him acclimatized to the team. We need to get the best out of him, and we need to start seeing more of him. So I'm not necessarily saying if it's a choice between him and Basuma, I'm going to start Basuma from now on, but I think today Basuma was better for me.
So, Sim, are we going to survive?
Oof, that
On
silence is
today's
deafening.
evidence, we got a hell of a job, man. You know, West Ham gained another point on us this weekend. Forest, I haven't watched the game, but I heard they were very unlucky today.
They were.
Yeah,
lose
apparently
to
Liverpool
Liverpool.
was bad. Yeah.
Leeds are picking up points. They got a good point away at Villa. So we are the only team in the Premier League in 2026 who have not won a game.
Mm-hmm.
We are struggling to get players fit. We're on our knees at the moment, running on empty when it comes to injuries. As much as firing Frank was necessary, it doesn't guarantee anything. It doesn't guarantee anything, firing him. And I think we did it too late, to be honest. And it's left us in this situation what we are in at the moment. That we're now, look, we are absolutely banging that fight. And there's no guarantees. I'm looking at the fixtures we got left, and I'm hoping and praying that there's enough points there to keep us in the division. But playing like we did today, nothing improved today, if I'm being honest. I think we were very open. I think today we did at times throw caution to the wind, and we were sliced open by a very good Arsenal team who completely exploited us. I think we were brave, but we didn't have the players to be brave today on the pitch. We were completely outdone by a much better Arsenal team who sliced us open. Every time they got the ball and went forward, they looked like they were going to score. And they pretty much kept us quiet. But I think there was intent today, but there was a massive lack of quality. Like every time we tried to play our football, we were just outdone by them. They were physically better than us. They were smarter than us. But I think if we can just get a few more attackers on the pitch, hopefully Solanke comes back into the team. You've got Tel. I want to see more of Tel on the pitch. Get players around Javi and maybe play a bit more of a 3-4-3 rather than a 3-5-2. That you got to hope, but I can't really sit here and say I saw any evidence today.
So basically, the
they're going to get
players,
much better.
the players are the problem, not the manager.
I think in the short term, the lack of numbers and the lack of quality available is definitely the main problem. But Frank had to go because Frank was also a massive problem with how he had us set up and his intent as a manager. And when we didn't have injuries, we were also as bad as what we've seen. Yeah. But right now, in the short term, we are on our knees at the moment, no doubt about it. And we are in big trouble until some of the injuries clear up. A bit similar to last season in that sense. Until the injuries clear up, it's very, very tough. I don't think in Frank's last games, it was necessarily. I was going in on him, but I don't think he was the main problem in his last few weeks of his management, because we were just the main problem was the injuries. But he was a problem because we saw earlier in the season what we were offering even without the injuries, and football was still very, very poor. So in terms of today, we were just absolutely outclassed by the better team. I don't think people obviously point to buzzwords, lack of passion, lack of fight, all these kind of things. I think we tried. I just think it's not enough.
Sim, I can tell you what the problem is. We only win when me and you are in the studio together, mate.
That's it, Marlon. That's it. I'm not going to any more games.
Yeah.
Going to put Marlon
got to be there together.
It's like that, yeah? Say nothing.
Hey, we were Palace, remember? And I think last year, I can't remember who we beat last year. Like, we were on a crap run. Me and Sim came in, we won.
Get our for Fulham.
Just a quick one on today. I also have to say, on these games, going into these games, I think as much as we were excited about a new manager and whatever, when knowing how good Arsenal are, you do need that little bit of luck.
Yeah.
Right, to go for you. And we obviously got out the first goal, but there was those things that just went against us. That second goal, that is a goal. That was a robbery. I understand talking about refereeing decisions after the absolute disaster that we put in is tough, but as I say, in these games you need luck and you need those things to go for you, and that was a goal, man. We at 2-2, you never know what can happen, and we probably still lose, but still getting the equaliser. Not only do we not get the equaliser, correct me if I'm wrong, they scored the third probably not long after that, didn't they?
Yeah. But
so
the biggest
all of a sudden they go from 2-2
difference,
to 3-1 and then it's game over.
It's not that was the biggest difference. It's the Xavi and Gyökeres. Xavi shot, on another day, he hits it great, he catches it sweet, Raya saves it. Gyökeres then gets the ball on the other end, literally 2 minutes or 3 minutes later, and puts it in the back of the net. And there was the difference. Straight
You
away.
need your bit of luck. And then also at 3-1, I think 5 minutes to go. I'm not saying we gained any real momentum, but we just switched Spence over to the right, didn't we?
Yeah.
We brought on Tell. Then we have that chance. I don't know what happened. I think Solanke nearly prods it home. Raya clears it off the line. If we make it 3-2 at that point, and all of a sudden Arsenal get a bit shaky, we get a bit of momentum in us, could we have put a late rally in? That doesn't go in, and then Arsenal go on and get the fourth, and it's a pretty easy ending in the end. So in these games, you need that little bit of luck. It didn't go for us, unfortunately, and it is what it is. But no getting away from the performance. Well beaten by a much superior Arsenal team. And Tudor has, I think today, he'll be looking at our game thinking, yeah, I've got a big job, man, because these players, it's going to be very, very tough for us, because looking at those games coming up, if we're playing anywhere near like we did today, we've got a hell of a job to stay in this league.
Sim, thanks, mate.
Big up.
Everyone tune in
Good to see you
tomorrow.
guys. Big
for
up to you.
Sim and Ben. Big
Yeah.
up, Sim.
Big up, Bomb.
There you go.
Yeah, make sure you tune in for their full breakdown, man, tomorrow. But let's keep it rolling.
I want to go home soon, so Stella's...
You said keep it short still.
Yeah, keep it short still. Rant, and then we can go.
You got the big five on Monday.
Yeah.
You can let it out then as well.
Still.
Steady horse. Steady. Horse.
And he's already told us, so what are you going to say different to him?
No. There's no Stelly os happy vibes. No.
Bro, hold on. Say hi to us first. Say hi to us.
He said none of that.
No, there's no.
He said Tudor out. Tudor needs to go today.
Let's stir the pot for still. Come
None
on.
of that. You two are way too happy for my liking. I am gonna say it as it is.
I
Right?
predicted this from the beginning, bro. That's why I'm not like, I don't care. It's too much.
Marlon, right? Big up to both of you. Big up to
That's
both
it.
of you.
Now let's get into it still.
This manager is shit.
I told you.
Absolute shit. No. If all the happy clappers in the chat, oh, here's Stelios, oh, he's angry. No, you fans are deluded. This fan base is deluded, right? I'm going to take it back. And we're going to work our way to now, and then we're going to go in on the game. Sacking Ange was the dumbest thing this club ever did. The most stupidest thing this club ever did. And all the Ange haters, on you. Frank's a coach. We just need a coach. Frank can fix us. On you. We sacked Ange for a bang average manager that's achieved nothing in his life. Frank's achieved nothing in his career. He's won nothing. And we sacked a winner for this Frank. Frank should have been sacked ages ago. And Vinay and Lange have been humiliated by the owners. They've been embarrassed by the owners because they've overridden their decision to want to keep Frank. And what do we do in a relegation battle? We hire a manager who has had 12 jobs in 8 years. A manager who's got no Premier League experience. A manager that hasn't got a fucking clue what the North London derby is. He hasn't got a clue, guys. And all I heard all week, oh yeah, I really like Tudor. He's going to play with the back three. Oh yeah, I like this tactic. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter if you haven't got Premier League experience because he knows how to get out of trouble. No, this is England. This is the UK. The Premier League's different. You need to know the environment here. You need to know what it means to come into these games. Those tactics today, guys, were shocking. And all week on every channel that I went on, I said, if he goes to a back three against Arsenal, I fear it. Because when you go to a back three, you surrender the flanks. When you go to a back three, you're not protecting the three at the back, especially when you put Paulinho in the three. You don't put your best players out of position, man. The best tackle of the game was, I think, in the second half with 20 minutes to go, Paulinho put in an unbelievable, crunching, aggressive, sliding tackle. Where was he? In midfield. It was madness what Tudor did today. Absolute madness. Three at the back. We were getting rinsed down the flanks. Spence on his own against Saka. Timber pushes up the flank to create the overload. There's no one there protecting Spence. Every time he's got 2-on-1 because Pape Sarr was the one that was, I'm guessing, because I couldn't understand what the tactic was. He was the one that was meant to be on Timber. He lost Timber every single time, every single time. And it made Saka look like bloody Messi. I was fuming with the tactics today. Paulinho not being in the 6 basically said to Arsenal, do you know what? Our best midfielder, we're going to put him at the back. So you can dominate the midfield. And Arsenal, they dunked on our heads. They dunked all over us in that midfield area. The lights have turned out. The lights have gone off here in my car.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we can see you though. Yeah, we can see you.
I've got it back on. I've got it back on. The engine's turned off. The lights have turned off. My life's turned off. Tottenham have turned off. Everything's switching off, man. Those tactics were shocking. They were shocking, guys. I'm going to say it as it is. And I called it. I called it before the game. You have to go to a back 4 against the best teams in the league. We're not good enough to go to a back 3, guys. We're not good enough. I want a back 3 against the bottom 10 teams, the mid-table teams, and be adventurous, be on the front foot. Today was the day to go to a back 4, and he went to a back 3. He surrendered the flanks, and he put Paulinho at the back, and he basically gave up the midfield. And Arsenal, and let's have it right, guys. I'm not hearing, God bless you, Sim, but you coming on saying Arsenal are class. Arsenal have won 2 games in 7 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They've won 2 in 7.
But still,
and they came to White Hart Lane today and they battered us, man.
Still,
they battered us.
But still, we're a team that's won. I'm gonna throw a bit of caution to the wind here. Arsenal have come to a ground where we've only won 2 games all season. It doesn't matter if we play a back 4, back 3. Does the result necessarily change because of the way Spurs have been playing this season, no matter who the manager is?
Talk to me about Wolverhampton Arsenal, please.
Yeah, but Wolverhampton. But Wolves have got more points since January than us.
I said it.
So they're on form.
Wolverhampton have got. They're already relegated. They've changed their manager, and they showed more.
They did. Yeah, but they've been showing more fights since January, since the turn of the year. We haven't won a game in the Premier League, and Wolves have picked up more points. So actually, they're more likely to play better against Arsenal than we are.
Because we have had 2 crap managers in a row.
But this is the problem. Yeah, but this is but even if he goes 4 at the back, the result generally doesn't change.
No, it does. It does.
It does.
Because when you go 4 at the back, against Arsenal, and if you go 4-5-1, you have 3 in the middle of the park, 4 across the back.
But still, these guys we've played 4 all season, and these footballers haven't shown any bit of difference.
Let him land his point. Go on. 4 and a 5 and a 1. Yeah, 4-5-1. Yeah, go on.
I'm not hearing what you're saying, Marlon. 4-5-1. You have 3 in the middle with Paulinho.
Yeah.
And then you have 2 wide players. One of those wide players drops back and supports Spence. Now you shut down Saka and Timber. And you don't surrender the number 6 position because Paulinho holds. So if Van der Ven has to go across, Paulinho can then drop into Van der Ven's position. And they can't keep pumping us down the wings. But what we did was we gave up the flanks and we surrendered the middle of the park. The tactic was shocking. And look at his other tactics today. Why are we sending long balls when there's 1 striker? We basically kicked the ball to Moani and said, go on, you've got Gabriel and Saliba on you.
But we've been doing that all again.
Saliba versus Moani. It was stupid.
Yeah, but we've been doing that all season with 4 or 3.
It doesn't make it right, though. Doesn't make it right.
I'm not saying it's right.
It doesn't make it right.
This is the problem. I'm not actually saying it's right.
It's the same thing with Frank, isn't it?
What I'm trying to say to you guys is
the whole point of changing a manager
I get
is
it.
to change the way you play. The whole point of changing the manager is to change the style. Marlon, us having injuries is part of the problem.
It is it's a massive part of the problem.
Right. But our fan base destroyed Ange Postecoglou when he had injuries.
Okay, to be fair, Sel, you were one of them at the time. I know you changed.
And I was one of them that said, but if he wins a trophy, You got to keep him.
Yes, which I agree. You did say that, and that's why it's kind of you got to keep him. But it's not to say this changes with Ange or not, because you've still got at the end of the day, as you would say, you've still got the same board, you've still got the same people recruiting. You're still gonna have the same problems.
Yeah, but our fan base is stupid. We've got the worst fan base in England. No, we do, Marlon. I'm not holding back. I'm saying it as it is, right? They all want to bitch and moan and complain about ENIC and Lange and Vinay. But then why don't you protest? Why don't you demonstrate? Why don't you actually back your chat? They talk a lot. They don't back their chat. Say to me that I don't back my chat. I go to the protests. I go to the demonstrations. I call out ENIC every time we go. I've been calling them out for 6 years. Right? But 99.9% of this fan base doesn't want to do it. So if you're going to accept ENIC, because you're not going to take action, then you have to accept Vinay, you have to accept Lange, you have to accept crap transfers, and you have to accept that we've got bang average managers. This is what you are accepting. So you can't complain when we're in a relegation fight.
I can't agree with I can't agree with you anymore because it's true. But I just don't think the tactics today. I think even if he plays 4, I still think we get beat because of the way these guys have shown all season. Doesn't matter if it's 4 or 3. They still get beat. But we've won 2 games at home. But still, we've won 2 games at home all season.
Bro, it's the intent. It's the intent. We came back against Man City. We're on the front foot for the second half. We came back against Man City.
Because they had nothing else to play for.
Marlon, we've shown...
nothing else to play for. Like, we haven't shown, apart from in the Champions League, we haven't showed anything since the Crystal Palace game. We haven't shown anything.
Marlon, so then why change the manager?
That's the question, not for me. I wanted the man. I didn't want the manager in the first place.
Yeah, right. No. You're challenging me. I'm challenging you. Why change the manager then?
Because the board thought change it because everyone had turned against Frank that much, and I mean everybody else.
Players weren't playing for him.
They had no choice.
Yeah, but so did you.
Huh? I was against Frank from day dot. I didn't want Frank here from day dot.
Okay, so we've changed Frank as you said.
Yeah.
What was the point then?
What was the point? There was no point changing Frank. I wouldn't have changed Frank for this game. I personally wouldn't have changed Frank for this game.
But you said you didn't want Frank.
But I didn't want Frank. But I didn't want Frank from August. That not now. Now we're in a situation where we were stuck. We were stuck no matter who we brought in.
You changed the manager now to change the way we play. Today was no different to Frank ball. It was the same.
It was the same thing.
This is the problem.
It was the same thing.
This is the problem. But
no
this
to play, no passing, no.
But that was happening.
This stupidness.
But that was
playing
happening
out
before. It doesn't matter who the manager was going to be today. You still get the same result because you still get the same players doing the same crap. The players, you've still got the same injuries and the same players that played against Newcastle. So why was people expecting if it was 3 or 4 to things to be changing? That's my point.
If that's your thinking, then just relegate the club now. Then there's no point. Let's just relegate. Let's go.
But this is the problem. This is where we're at. We've got to pick up points somewhere, but we're never going to pick up points against Arsenal.
All right. Okay, Marlon. Let me tell you what I would have done today. I'll tell you what I would have done today. Yeah. Arsenal hate being pressed. They don't like it when it's put on them. I've seen enough games this season when teams put it on Arsenal, they don't like it. Look where our goal came from.
It came from their mistake. Yeah, because they made a mistake.
Yeah, but we forced the error by pressing. We pressed them as well, right? So we encouraged the potential for an error to occur by pressing. That's why you press, to create forced errors. We forced an error and then we scored from it. Name me another time in the game where we pressed like that.
When Xavi took that shot when Raya took the shot. But they ran out of steam. You could tell they ran because Arsenal started and then you've got the bare 11 that you're relying on.
Marlon, in the first half, how many times did we press the way we did for that goal that we scored?
There was a couple because we had a few. I think Sarr got the ball from when Arsenal made a mistake. The times that we pressurised Arsenal and we got into an attacking position was when we made Arsenal make the mistake from pressurising. From what you're saying.
So I would have been working all week with these players, press them, hunt impacts, and I would have organised.
They did try, but they just weren't good enough at doing it.
No, they didn't. They backed off, man. The amount of times we backed off, they did a fake press. It looked like a press. It wasn't. Go back and watch. If one player went and then the second player went, the third and the fourth player wouldn't go.
Because then they were allowed. Because what had happened was there was points where Paulinho and then Van der Ven would get dragged into the press and get caught out of position, which left us open.
No. That's when we were transitioning into the attack and Van de Ven got caught up high. The way we pressed today was not the way I would have set us up to press. In the midfield, to not have Paulinho in that midfield, a destroyer, was suicide. We should have gone to
we should have played.
We should have gone. Hey, Marlon, I'm telling you what I would have done, right?
Yeah.
I would have gone to a 4. I wouldn't have played players out of position. Today was not the day to play players out of position. I would have played Dragusin and Van de Ven in back 2.
Yeah.
I would have played Spence, and I don't care whether he's good or not. Play him in that position, and then in the midfield,
Please say Susan.
put your most aggressive fighters, because Arsenal don't like it. I would have played Paulinho. I would have played Bissouma, and pick whoever else you want who's going to be aggressive in the fight. And then I would have gone 2 up top, because if you're going to send it long, you need 2 strikers, not 1.
I agree with
because you
that.
can't have Mawani up against Saliba and Gabriel. And I was watching it the whole game. And at half-time, I messaged everyone, including you two, because you're in the Spurs Corner group chat. And I said, if he doesn't change these tactics, we are going to get battered. What happened? We got whooped. I could see it. So I'm thinking, what was the point of bringing in Tudor if this is going to be his approach? And that speech he gave us, we've got lots of quality players, and we're going to do this, and we're going to shut up, man. Stop your silly scripts that have been written for you by Lange and Vinay, and just come in and say.
Hey, but Stel, can I ask a question?
Stel, your reception guy. Stel, your reception guy is really bad. Stel, we can't hear you. I know
job.
I don't think you can hear us.
Sorry, guys.
Your reception's really going.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
You can hear us, huh?
Can't hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear you now.
God,
can you hear me now?
Yeah. Go on, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. So for me, the manager came in with the big chat. All I heard all week was fans saying, "I just want to see a performance. I just want to see us give it a go." Still none of that. It was all fake.
So wait,
that
can I ask a question, Stelos?
2% possession. The passing was.
It's gone again.
Yeah, gone.
No, the question I was going to ask is, do you think this is probably the wrong game to kind of look at?
No, I can hear you.
Igor
Can hear you.
Yeah, I'm asking, do you think this is the wrong game to kind of look at Igor Tudor? Because obviously it's his first game. Would you more look at him in that Fulham game if he persists with these particular tactics and he picks the same personnel as he did today? Oh, gone? I think he's gone.
No, it's delayed.
It's delayed?
No,
Okay.
because every game is difficult. Every game from now on is difficult. Every game we play from now on is difficult. There's not one easy game left, guys. We can't take any team for granted. And for me, I'm looking at his decision-making, the way he sets us up, the way he changes it, what subs he makes, how he changes the formation, and he's stuck with the same stupid formation for the whole 90 minutes, and we're getting blammed, we're getting banged, we're getting whooped. For 90 minutes, we got whooped, and he sat there with the same stupid system. This is what I criticised Frank for. I criticised Frank for the same thing. If you can't see what to change, then what is the point of having a manager? Just let the players manage themselves. It's crazy what's going on at this football club. And fans just, they get excited about it. Any little change. Oh, yeah, Igor Tudor. Oh, yeah. We've got Thomas Frank. He's a professor. Oh, yeah, we've signed Mawani. By the way, how dumb was it to take Mawani off today? The one guy that actually looked like he was going to cause problems, and he took him off.
Stel, your reception's really bad, so we won't keep you too long. But you know what? I'm just going to say this to you.
Let me go off and come back on.
I actually agreed with everything you said. I just wanted to challenge. You know, him just having a guy and not being challenged. So before everyone in the comments, go to the end and it will go, Marlon agreed with Stel.
Yeah, no, I was agreeing with everything he said, man. Yeah, that was my whole frustration.
But I just wanted to, I need to chat because there might be people be saying like, challenging what he's saying. So
that's why other guests I was asking if it was the player or the manager, and people were saying it's the players, but I was like, bruv,
Stel, did you hear what I said? I still can't hear us.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
saying, but yeah.
Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah, I basically said.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah. I basically said I actually agreed with everything you said. I just had to challenge you for the show.
Listen, Marlon, you know I respect you. You know I respect Ash. You know I respect this channel, and you know everyone that's part of We Are Tottenham TV, whether you're a guest, a host, Ben, Sim, everyone does a great job giving everyone the platform to have a say, right? And I get why you challenged me, Marlon.
Yeah.
But I'm fuming today, man. I'm genuinely fuming. How the hell can you get banged up 4-1 twice in the season? How can you allow that to happen?
That's what I said.
Still don't.
I said that.
I could live with the away one.
Right.
The home one's kind of killed
I
me.
said that you
Guys.
can't. That's unacceptable.
Right? You get slapped 4-1 by that lot.
It's crazy,
Who
isn't it?
have been struggling for the last couple of weeks. And we
Exactly.
allowed them to dictate us. We allowed them to walk all over us. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, why isn't this fan base turning against Vinay? Why aren't you turning against Lange? Why aren't you calling out, we want Vinay? Say we want Lange. Nothing. It's okay. Like, it's a disgrace what is happening in this fan base. And it's shocking what's happening on that football pitch. Guys, we lose every single week. Every single week. And fans are saying we won't get relegated. Oh, yes, we are. I'm saying.
So,
We're
on
going to
that,
get relegated.
you think we're going to get relegated? Do you actually think we're going to get relegated? That was going to be the last question.
Yeah, he said
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
These tactics are awful, guys. You can't play football like this. We were terrible today. If we lost 2-1, or if we lost 3-1, and we had 10 shots on goal, 50% possession, 2 clear-cut chances, I say, do you know what, guys? There's something there. We had 0 clear-cut chances. They had 4. They had 20 shots. What did we have? 6? It was disgusting today, guys.
5 on
And I'm not
target,
gonna
8 on
sugarcoat it.
shots.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. I was there, and listen, do you know who Graham Levine is?
No. Oh yeah,
Have
yeah.
you ever
I
met
do.
Graham?
Yeah,
No,
Graham.
no,
I've met
never
Graham. I've met Graham. Yeah.
Graham was sitting next to me, and
Oh, poor
he
Graham.
fell asleep. He fell asleep,
With you next to him.
right? And could you imagine? And I said to Cheyenne, who I was sitting with, I said, Cheyenne, look at Graham. And he's like leaning forward like this, and I was sleeping. I said, Graham, wake up. And he woke up. He goes, did I miss anything? I said, yeah, we hit the crossbar 3 times and they saved the penalty.
Yeah, that is funny.
There were sleeping in the terraces, man. And I just, Marlon, Ash, bro, I'm disgusted with our fan base. I'm disgusted with Enoch and Lange and Frank and half these players and the manager. There is nothing that works at this club right now. There is nothing that works. And fans just can't admit it because you're toxic. You're not positive. 5 years ago, I started Tottenham away. 5 years ago, I started Tottenham away because nobody wanted to talk about Enoch and Levy. And I said, under these owners, they're going to relegate us. We're here, people. We're here. Exactly what I called out 5 years ago. And when I'm saying we're going to get relegated, no, we won't. No, we won't. Really? Who are we going to beat then? You tell me now, Ash and Marlon, who are we going to beat?
I've already discussed this. The games that we need to win, my biggest problem are they're all at home, which is Palace, Leeds, and Forest. We just can't win at home. So you're looking at Fulham, Wolves, and I can't think who else we've got away from home. They're the 2 games I'm thinking maybe. But
Molyneux don't have really good record at Molyneux.
Yeah.
Wolves are a bogey team for us.
So
Isn't it?
I'm just looking at it going, I ain't got a clue.
If this manager plays 3 at the back against Liverpool, Chelsea, Villa, all the tough games, we're going to get smashed.
I don't expect us to win any of those games.
We are going to get smashed if he goes with these tactics. If he keeps playing Paulinho at centre-back, we're fucked. You cannot take your best midfielder out of the midfield. Paulinho today was our best player. He was our best player.
We're
He should
probably
be in-
back in 3 games, isn't it?
He can't go into the Fulham away game with Paulinho in a back 3. If he does it again and we lose, it's on the manager. It's on this manager. It was a risk appointing him. And I said it. You've got to appoint someone that has got something about understanding the Premier League. Oh, we don't want Redknapp. He's too old. We don't want Sherwood. Redknapp and Sherwood would have got a tune out of this team. We might still have lost today, guys. I'm not deluded. We might still have lost, but we would have come out of the saying, do you know what? Fucking hell. They've got something about them.
I think the problem is, and I kind of agree with what you're saying, but don't about the manager situation. When you look at the managers that have been appointed over the last few years that come from foreign leagues that are in a relegation battle, Vita Pereira is one of them with Wolves. They get out of it. It's been the managers that we'd say, like, Rob Edwards has come in this year. He's got Premier League experience. He's going down, and you're finding that the old school that know the Premier League, that get you out of relegation trouble, like Sam Allardyce got relegated with Leeds when he came in, and I think that's now the problem. It's kind of shifting. I think what you need to, I think with managers now, and I'm not saying Igor Tudor's the right person. What I think you have to get to a point is you have to make sure it's the right appointment for the squad that you're dealing with. And right now, I think you could be on a. If it wasn't Tudor, it needed to be someone who knew the squad. Redknapp coming
Marlon,
in.
you're right. You're spot on.
Yeah.
You're spot on because if you're Lange and Vinay hiring a manager, you know this guy plays with the back three. You know
it's stupid. Yeah.
So you're right. So if you know he's playing with the back three, why are you hiring him when you haven't got three defenders?
It's on them.
It's on them.
It's on them.
Doing?
Yeah, especially when you got the injuries.
Yeah.
It's just it made no sense. Like if we had all our defense fit and firing and ready to go, you'd go all right, fair enough. Because a lot of us were calling for it, but he hasn't got that, and it's the whole thing. And they've gone with someone that was Paritici's recommendation that they didn't want back in October, and it's just like it's a mess.
Mad thing.
Do you know? I just got an alert on my iWatch, Apple Watch.
Your heart rate, calm down still.
Mate, it's telling me to call medical assistance. Need to call medical assistance. Oh my god.
Still, guys, thank you, because I want to go home.
Hey, make sure you get on that flight as well. Make sure you get on that flight.
I'm off to Cyprus, moving country on. Do you know, there's one positive. Well, there's lots of positives about moving to Cyprus, but the biggest one is I won't be able to come to these home games anymore because I tell you what, guys, I feel sorry for every season ticket holder that has to pay for a season ticket before the season starts because you don't know who the manager is going to be, you don't know what the transfers are going to be, and you have no idea what fake plan you're going to be sold. And then once you're locked in, you're stuck.
Mate, we don't even know what division we're going to be in. Like, you've missed the vital point. They're going to get that money in early because we don't know what division we're going to be in next year.
That's why they froze it. Crazy.
Listen, guys, I love you both, man. I safe journey home tonight, and I can't come on here and defend Tudor today, man. He was shocking. I thought he was shocking to not change it at half time and to not realise that we're getting rinsed on the flanks and you've got to double up. You've got to put Palhinha into the middle and go to a back four. And if you're going to send the ball long, play with two, not one. Yep. These basic things to me, I can't defend it, guys. I can't. And yes, there's bigger issues. Vinay, Lange, the Lewis family, they all stink. But I love you both, man. You have a safe journey home.
Yeah, man. Big up, Sel, man. Safe journey, man. Yeah. Love.
Got one more KPV to finish us off. KPV, talk us through that.
KPV, you know me.
Not good, man. Like, shit game. Like, not good. They always seem to. This is now the fourth time they've beaten us at our ground and forced us in the trot. And is that still? I can still see. Oh shit! Like, not good, man. I can't stand them. And yeah, like, not good. And shit, like, I don't know why he goes with back three. Like, you should go with a back four in this fixture. And he doesn't know what this North London derby means to the fans, and we just can't seem to beat them. Not good. Like, here's a stat for you. Poch never lost the North London derby at home, and Poch never lost the North London derby. When he was appointed, he was unbeaten in the North London derby before Arsene Wenger's final season at Arsenal, and he loses, and then we beat them at Wembley. Like, Poch has never lost a home game against Arsenal. Redknapp didn't. Only Manuel and other ones have. Now, Ange and this guy has. Like, what's going on here? Like, what are we doing here? Like, we need more players, man, and we need players back. And
Definitely.
we need Kulu back, man, because he is so important. And we should never sell BJ. We should never sell Brennan. And he didn't even start today. Like Henderson saved a penalty against Wolves. Like we need. No offense to Ven and Vicario, but I hear Inter are after him. Like Inter can have him. We need a better keeper. That like Lloris let 5 goals in years ago when we played and we got slapped. And this now the second time we've been beaten 4-1 away, home. And Eze, man, is not good. I do not like the guy. He's doing that same celebration over and over. Like, seriously, give me a break, man.
Yeah.
Someone need to stop this guy. Like, City is still gonna win it. I don't care anyone says it's still in City's hands because they've still got a game in hand, and like we should have released. And that was never a foul. I don't know how we were robbed. Like we were robbed again. Like robbed. Daylight robbery, man. The biggest robbery in a North London derby history. We were robbed, and that's not a foul. Sim was right. It's not a foul. It was soft. I've seen it and robbed, man. Like what the hell's going on here? This derby. It's not a North London derby because they're from South London, Woolwich. We're been in North London for ages, and they just came and they've taken over. Fuck's sake, man. Like,
Stop.
hopefully City beat them in the Carabao Cup final and they beat them at the Etihad, because then that'll be a good thing. I just want this season finished, and I don't think we'll be going down because, like, Fulham away ain't going to be easy because we don't seem to do good. The Poch never lost there. We won, and yeah, not good. So Fulham, and then I believe we got Liverpool afterwards.
Yeah.
So not good. Like if
Thanks,
he
KPB.
goes the same formation in that game and the next one after, then we're getting slapped. Like go for the back four, man. Like Spence is a left back. I don't know why they put him a right back and great. Like Pellegrini in midfield. Like not good, man. Now bad weekend. Like, but good thing is Coventry won because I'm local. So Coventry won. So good. But I'm out, people. Time to go home. So I'm just sitting on my sofa and waiting to watch TV and that. So I'm out, people.
Thank
And
you,
Big up
KPV.
KPV, man.
no
Appreciate the
worries.
call, man.
See you soon, guys.
See you soon, man. Take care. Love, bro.
So, you know what I was going to say this earlier. I think our players, we've got good players. We just don't have a team, and that's the problem. The way we're trying to build this is not working, and the way we've been trying to build for the last 4 or 5 years, just not working. Because individually, these players have shown in parts of their careers they can be decent players. But as soon as they come to Spurs and the way we've tried to put it all together, the fact that we've got Spence playing left back, we've got Archie Gray, who we signed as a midfielder, but we had him as he'd been playing right back for Leeds. Like, where was the thinking and processing all this? And I think that's the problem at the moment. We just don't know how to build.
Yeah, I said that at the start. I said we bought certain players for certain managers and they have certain styles, and you can see that's why there's no cohesiveness.
It's not working.
And we've got clear issues that we need to plug.
We're so disjointed in what we're doing. This is why we're in the trouble that we're in. And this starts from when we when we sacked Poch and didn't think we had to rebuild it again, that we could win with what we had then. It doesn't work like that. You have cycles. Now, Arsenal, looking at it, this could be their last cycle. This is it. This is why a lot of their fans are putting a lot of pressure on Arteta, because a lot of these players,
They know.
win it now,
They know.
it just means that City and maybe Liverpool can come back again. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, look, everybody, thank you for tuning in today. I know it wasn't the greatest result. Well, it wasn't a terrible result. It didn't feel like a North London derby. It just felt like we were there to get battered. And that's exactly what happened. But look, please make sure you like and subscribe to We Are Tottenham TV. And if you haven't done already, anyone who's in the chat, the thousands of you, if you could just all hit the Spurs Kings TV and hit subscribe, and make sure you tune into Ash on Wednesday. Even if you're a Gooner, he's got Gooners on. Make sure you guys tune into us tomorrow as well. We've got a show tomorrow about Spurs. But look, it is where we are. We are where we are. Will Spurs survive? Hopefully Ben and Sim will take you through that tomorrow when they can take you through the player ratings and the match reaction. Make sure you tune into them. I don't know what time they'll go, about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Just keep your notifications on, guys.
Notification bells on and make sure you tune into them. But thank you for everyone who's been with us today and part of it, whether you're a Gooner, opposite, or Spurs fan. Thank you for...
Obviously, big up George as well. That was he was there earlier.
Subscribe to George as well.
D-Rag Diaries.
But as always... Please like, subscribe, and comment, and hopefully come on you Spurs.
Come on you Spurs, man.